Sunlight. That was what the orphanage was always full of. It was my sanctuary. The smell of vanilla and chocolate. The sound of tiny, happy voices. It was the one place where the world felt pure. I never imagined that the shadows could find me there. I was in the kitchen, covered in flour, placing the final strawberry on a cupcake when the air changed. It grew cold and heavy. I looked up, and there he was, filling the doorway. Jungkook, dressed in an immaculate black suit that screamed of money and power. His dark, intense eyes swept the room and landed on me. The children's laughter from the next room seemed to die away. His gaze wasn't just looking, it was consuming. I froze, a piping bag in my hand, frosting suspended midair. He stepped forward, his movements fluid and predatory. He picked up the cupcake I had just finished, his long, tattooed fingers a stark contrast to the delicate pastry. "So, this is where the magic happens," he said, his voice a low, quiet rumble that vibrated deep in my chest. He took a bite, his eyes closing for a fraction of a second. "Sweet," he murmured. "Perfect." But he wasn't looking at the cupcake. He was looking directly at me. And in that moment, I knew with terrifying certainty that I wasn't just a baker to him. I was a prize he had just decided to win. The chase began that day. It started with him waiting outside my bakery. Then, I'd see him at the grocery store, standing silently by the produce, holding a single, perfect red apple. I'd look out my window at 2 a.m. to see him standing under a lamppost across the street, a silent, watchful shadow. He was everywhere, a constant, oppressive presence that whispered one thing: "You are mine." One night, I came home, sighing with relief as I closed my apartment door, finally safe. I walked into my living room and screamed, dropping my keys. He was there, sitting on my couch in the dark. "How did you get in?" I asked, my voice trembling with terror. "What do you want?" He stood, moving with that same predator's grace. He didn't answer. Instead, he held out a small velvet box. He opened it. Inside was a solitaire diamond ring, so large it seemed to capture all the light in the dark room. "I want you to wear this," he said, his voice firm, like steel wrapped in silk. "I want you to be my wife." "Are you insane?" I choked out. "I don't even know you. I want you to leave. Please." His expression didn't change. "No is not an answer I will accept. YN, not for this, not for us." He didn't threaten me. He didn't raise his voice. That was the most terrifying part. It was a simple, chilling statement of fact. My no didn't exist in his world. The breaking point came at the orphanage on a rain-soaked afternoon. I was trying to read to the children, but I was jumpy, a nervous wreck. The sound of a car door slamming made my head whip up. He walked in, his suit jacket damp with rain. He walked straight to me, his eyes burning with an intensity I hadn't seen before. "You've been avoiding my calls," he stated, "because I'm scared of you." I finally cried out, tears welling in my eyes. "Can't you see that? Your world, it's dark, and you're trying to drag me into it." "I can't breathe, Jungkook." For the first time, his composure cracked. A flash of raw, gut-wrenching pain crossed his face. "My world is dark," he said, his voice low and desperate, "because I've never had a sun to light it up until I saw you." He took a step closer. "You think I don't see the fear in your eyes? It kills me. It shatters something inside me every single time." His voice dropped to a whisper, meant only for me. "You think this is just an obsession? This is a devotion. You baked cupcakes for orphans. YN. You looked at those children with so much love. And for the first time in my life, I felt what it might be like to be on the receiving end of that look. I would burn down the world for you, but all I want is to build a new one with you. And then he did the unthinkable. Jungkook, the feared mafia don, sank to one knee, right there on the worn-out carpet, in front of the stunned children and the wide-eyed headmistress. "I am a dangerous man, YN," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "But my love for you is the only safe thing I have ever known. Please, don't make me live in the dark again." My heart hammered against my ribs. I saw it then. Not the monster, not the boss, but a man. A lonely, broken man who was offering me his entire shattered soul. Later, when we were alone, he stood by the window, his back to me, looking more vulnerable than I ever thought possible. "You can't force someone to love you, Jungkook," I said softly. "I know," he replied, without turning, "and I'm done trying to force you. I will leave you alone. You will never see me again. This is my last promise to you." He began to walk towards the door, every step looking like it caused him physical pain. "Wait," I said. He froze, but didn't turn,